Turkey and Russia share a long and complex history. From the Ottoman-Russian Wars to the Cold War, the two nations have often found themselves on opposing sides of global conflicts. Despite this history of rivalry, there have also been periods of relative peace and even partnership. In recent decades, the fall of the Soviet Union and the rise of new global challenges have led to a pragmatic recalibration of Turkish-Russian relations. Both countries have recognized the need for cooperation on issues of shared interest. This has led to closer ties in areas such as energy, trade, and tourism. However, underlying tensions and historical baggage continue to cast a shadow over the relationship. The 21st century has witnessed significant shifts in the global balance of power. The rise of China, the resurgence of Russia, and the relative decline of American hegemony have created a more multipolar world. For Turkey, a NATO member strategically located at the crossroads of Europe and Asia, this has meant pursuing a more independent foreign policy. Under President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, Ankara has sought to strengthen ties with Russia and other non-Western powers. This move has been driven by a desire to diversify Turkey's foreign policy options and reduce its reliance on the West. Russia, under Vladimir Putin, has also been actively seeking to expand its influence in its near abroad and beyond. The convergence of Turkish and Russian interests has led to closer cooperation in recent years. However, it remains to be seen whether this partnership can overcome the deep-seated mistrust and historical baggage that continue to plague the relationship. The recent meeting between Vladimir Putin and Hakan Fidan has fueled speculation about a potential deepening of ties between Ankara and Moscow. This high-profile encounter, coming at a time of heightened global tensions, has captured the attention of analysts and policymakers around the world. Topping the agenda were the ongoing conflicts in Syria and Ukraine, where Turkey and Russia find themselves on opposite sides of the battlefield. The two leaders also discussed economic cooperation, particularly in the energy sector, where Turkey is heavily reliant on Russian gas. In recent months, Erdogan and Putin have spoken on the phone numerous times and even met face-to-face on several occasions. This flurry of diplomatic activity suggests a renewed effort on both sides to strengthen ties and find common ground on a range of issues. Both sides expressed a desire to maintain dialogue and cooperation, even as they acknowledged their differences on certain key issues. The relationship between Recep Tayyip Erdogan and Vladimir Putin is complex and often characterized by a mixture of pragmatism and rivalry. Both leaders are known for their assertive foreign policy styles and their willingness to challenge the Western-led world order. Erdogan, in power for over 2 decades, has transformed Turkey into a more assertive regional power. His decision to purchase the Russian-made S-400 missile defense system, despite strong opposition from NATO allies, is a testament to his independent streak. Putin sees Turkey as a key player in the Middle East and a potential counterweight to Western influence in the region. Despite their shared interests, Erdogan and Putin remain wary of each other's ambitions. Turkey's support for the Crimean Tatars and Russia's military intervention in Syria have been sources of tension. Their ability to compartmentalize their differences and find common ground on issues of mutual interest will be crucial for the stability of the region and beyond. Hakan Fidan, Turkey's newly appointed foreign minister, is a seasoned diplomat and intelligence operative with a deep understanding of Russia. Having served as the head of Turkey's National Intelligence Organization, or MIT, for over a decade, Fidan has played a key role in shaping Turkey's foreign policy, particularly its relations with Moscow. Known for his discreet style and his ability to navigate complex geopolitical situations, Fidan is seen as a close confidant of President Erdogan. His appointment as foreign minister is widely seen as a sign of Erdogan's desire to further strengthen ties with Russia and other non-Western powers. Fidan's long tenure at the helm of MIT has given him unparalleled access to intelligence on Russia's activities in the region. This deep understanding of Russia's capabilities and intentions makes him a formidable negotiator and a key player in shaping Turkey's Russia policy. The recent meeting between Putin and Fidan, their first face-to-face encounter since Fidan's appointment as foreign minister, was closely watched for any signs of a shift in Turkish-Russian relations. While the meeting itself was held behind closed doors, the public statements and body language of the two leaders offered Some clues about the state of the relationship. Putin, known for his often reserved demeanor, appeared relaxed and even jovial during his meeting with Fidan. The two men exchanged smiles and pleasantries, suggesting a degree of personal rapport. In his public remarks, Putin praised the constructive and businesslike nature of the talks and expressed his hope for continued cooperation between Moscow and Ankara. Fidan stressed the importance of dialogue and diplomacy in resolving international disputes. While the meeting did not produce any major breakthroughs, it did serve as a reminder of the complex and multifaceted nature of Turkish-Russian relations. The ongoing civil war in Syria remains a major point of contention between Turkey and Russia. Moscow's military intervention in 2015, in support of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, turned the tide of the war in Assad's favor, and angered Turkey, which backs various rebel groups opposed to the Syrian regime. Turkey's main concern in Syria is the presence of Kurdish groups along its southern border, which Ankara views as a security threat. Russia sees the Syrian government as a key ally in the region and has accused Turkey of violating Syrian sovereignty with its military incursions. Despite their differences, Turkey and Russia have managed to avoid a full-blown conflict in Syria through a series of agreements and de-escalation zones. However, the situation on the ground remains volatile and the potential for miscalculation and escalation remains high. The Russian invasion of Ukraine in February 2022 has presented a major test for Turkish-Russian relations. Turkey, a NATO member, has condemned the invasion and called for a ceasefire and a diplomatic solution to the conflict. At the same time, Ankara has refrained from imposing sanctions on Russia and has sought to maintain a delicate balance in its relations with both Moscow and Kiev. Turkey's decision to block warships from entering the Black Sea, in accordance with the Montreux Convention, has been seen as a boon to Ukraine. Ankara has also supplied Ukraine with Bayraktar TB2 drones, which have proved highly effective against Russian forces. However, Turkey has resisted pressure from NATO allies to take a tougher stance against Russia. The war in Ukraine has put Turkish-Russian relations under considerable strain. Despite the geopolitical tensions and strategic rivalries, Turkey and Russia share deep economic ties. Russia is a major supplier of natural gas to Turkey, which is heavily reliant on imports to meet its energy needs. The two countries are also major trading partners, with bilateral trade reaching billions of dollars annually. The Turkstream pipeline, completed in 2020, has significantly increased Russia's gas export capacity to Turkey and southeastern Europe. Turkey, for its part, has secured a reliable source of energy at a time when global energy markets are volatile. In addition to energy, Turkey and Russia have strong trade ties in sectors such as agriculture, construction, and tourism. Russian tourists are also a major source of revenue for the Turkish tourism industry. These economic ties are likely to remain a stabilizing factor in the relationship for the foreseeable future. The growing rapprochement between Turkey and Russia has been met with unease in Washington. The United States, while officially recognizing Turkey's right to pursue its own foreign policy, is concerned about the implications of closer ties between Ankara and Moscow. Turkey's purchase of the Russian S-400 missile system and its refusal to join Western sanctions against Russia over the war in Ukraine have cast a shadow over the relationship. The United States is concerned that closer ties between Turkey and Russia could undermine NATO unity and weaken the Western alliance's ability to counter Russian aggression in Europe. Washington is also concerned that Turkey's growing economic dependence on Russia could make it more susceptible to pressure from Moscow. The Biden administration has urged Turkey to reconsider its ties with Russia and to align itself more closely with the West. The meeting between Putin and Fidan has fueled speculation about a potential deepening of ties between Ankara and Moscow. However, the future of Turkish-Russian relations remains uncertain, shaped by a complex interplay of historical baggage, geopolitical ambitions, and economic pragmatism. On the one hand, there are signs that Turkey and Russia are seeking to strengthen ties and expand cooperation. The two countries have a shared interest in challenging the Western-led world order, and are increasingly finding common ground on issues such as Syria and Ukraine. The economic ties between the two countries are also a powerful incentive for cooperation. On the other hand, deep-seated mistrust and strategic rivalries continue to plague the relationship. Whether the recent meeting between Putin and Fidan marks the beginning of a new chapter in Turkish-Russian relations, or is simply more of the same remains to be seen.